Okay, here we are still in chapter 5. You have done the page 1 and page 2 of your notes, or you should have already. They're right here. And we're going to be on page 3 now. So if you don't have it, you can click on this sheet of paper right here and print it out, and it will look like this here. So we're going to be talking about check stubs. So this is what it'll look like. And here are the notes here, but before we start on those, let's just review a little bit real quick, a few things that you guys have done on the last two. Hopefully you are familiar with how to write a check. We've done check writing, and the other thing that we've done is we did the deposit slip. Okay, so we've done check writing and deposit slips, and we're going to move on to check stubs now. Okay. So here's check stubs. Alright, kind of gives you an idea. Before I get into it, let me explain to you what they are. So anytime you have a check, we're going to have a check stub attached to it on the left over here. Now this check stub serves a few purposes. It's going to be our proof that we wrote the check, because we're going to keep all the information for the check on the check stub so we can go back and review it later. But it also keeps a balance of how much money we currently have in the bank, so that if we are going to write a check for, let's say, $500, we can look at our check stub because it has the current balance on there to see if we even have $500 to write the check. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you how this check stub works, and how we record information on there to keep the running balance and keep track of, keep record of the checks that we are writing. So on your notes, here we have it at the top, check stubs. Okay, and you have this image right here, which is the same image I have. Alright, so a check stub. Down here at the bottom, kind of tells you the purpose of a check stub. It says check stubs record each check written for a cash payment. Deposits and a running balance of checking accounts are also found on the check stub. So it tells you the purpose of a check stub. So I need you to write this, what we have written, what we have at the bottom right here. I need you to record that in your notes section, just right here on the left hand side under check stubs. I need you to write it right there for me. Okay, write it right there for me. So if you need to pause this to write it down, go ahead and do so, but I'm going to be moving on to the next part here. So we're going to talk about these steps. Okay, there's 4 steps when you are filling out or using check stubs. So on your notes, now we're here on the 4 steps, the check stub steps. So you are going to write the 4 steps here, but as you write the steps, you're going to write them on this check stub example that you see right below that as well, and I'll have those on the notes also. Alright, so check stub. First thing you do is you do a balance brought forward from the previous check stub. So at the bottom of the check stubs, you're going to have a balance right here, and when you have this balance, you're going to automatically carry it forward to the next check stub. Alright, so for example, there it is right there. So we have balance brought forward from the previous check stub. So on the previous check stub, we had $750. That tells us exactly how much money we have right now in our account. We have $750 that we have available to spend. So we carry that forward from the previous check to our new check stub, so we know how much money we have. Alright, step 2, any deposits recorded. Okay, so right here you see there's a spot for deposits if there's any deposits made. Okay, so look here, we have a $500 deposit. So we had $750 in the bank, and then we made a deposit, and we're going to record that here where it has the spot available for amount deposited. Now after you record it, you want to add them together to get your new balance. So after the deposit's made, we have $1,250, and that's our new balance. That's step 2. Step 3, check info written in top portion of check stub and amount this check below, Alright, so here's what you need to do. So it says amount this check below is right here. Okay, So if we write a check, because there'll be a check attached right here, okay, but if we write a check, we're going to tear it off and give it to whoever we are paying. Now, when you are writing the check, though, you are also going to record the information right here at the top. So it says check info written in top portion of check stub. So you're going to write your info up here. Okay, you're going to write the amount, you're going to write the date, you're going to write who it was to, and what it was for. Okay, we're going to keep track of what we did here. All right, and then we're also going to write the amount of this check down here in this spot right here so we can calculate our new balance. So here's what it'll look like. Okay, so based on what this says, we wrote a check for $200 on December 12th. We wrote it to Lowe's Hardware and we bought lumber. Now down here we write the $200 as well, because now we have to subtract it from what our total was. We had $1,250 in the bank and we just spent $200. We wrote a check to Lowe's, so we have to calculate that out as well. So step 4, calculate new balance and carry forward. Okay, so right here you calculate the new balance. So now we have $1,050 in the bank, and you carry it forward to the next check stub. So just like we did up here at the beginning, you will carry this balance now forward to the next check stub, so we know how much we currently have in the bank. Alright, so we went over all this. Hopefully you've been writing this down in your notes, because this should go right here and right here as well. Okay, both spots. Now if you, once again, just like before, if you need to pause this to record it all, go ahead and do so. Alright, we're going to finish up the last part of page 3 here though. Okay, so here's what I need. You're going to do it yourself. Okay, you're going to do it yourself. You're going to do the step 1, balance brought forward. You're going to record it here on the check stub. And then on 9/11, okay, there was a deposit made for $1,500. Alright? So you should have where you're going to make the deposit here. Okay, balance brought forward for the example we're doing right here is $3,000. Then a deposit is made. Okay, so deposits are recorded here. Then you add up your deposit and your balance brought forward to get your new balance. And then on September 12th, you're going to pay rent to Alex Rodriguez, $1,200. Okay, so you're going to fill out your check using that transaction, but you're also going to record it on the left-hand side right here on the check stub area. Okay, you're going to use this information, complete the check stub area along with the check. All right, now don't forget, you're going to write the amount this check down here below, and it says the rest, which means what you need to do is you need to calculate the new balance. Okay, you need to calculate the new balance. Now I'm not going to show you how to do it. Okay, hopefully you paid attention, you understand how it works, and you can complete it yourself. However, if you don't, you can ask me and I'll help you with it. All right, but ultimately what I need you to know how to do is to take this information right here at the top and complete this check stub that you see on the left. Now on your notes right here, here's the example. Okay, so you're going to take these steps right here at the top and you're going to write them on your notes right here on the left hand side, and then you're going to use that information to complete your check stub along with your check as well on your notes. Once again, if you're confused or you're not sure what you're doing, ask me. I'm happy to help.